Okay. Now, hello, my dear friends. This is CA Rohit Grover again, and welcome to my another session of CA Final Audit Paper number 3, Advanced Auditing and Professional Ethics. So, up to previous session, what we have understood is we have understood section number 139 along with subsection 7, subsection 5, subsection 6, and subsection 1. They all talked about only one thing. They all talked about what? Appointment of an auditor. So what is the next section we have to take up now? We have to take up now subsection 2 in section 139, which is going to talk about what? Rotation of an auditor. So without wasting the time, let us start with the next subsection, section number 139 subsection 2, which talks about the rotation of an auditor. Okay, so before going into the section, I would like to tell you some little bit of history about this section. Now, when we talk about the rotation, Companies Act 1956 was completely silent about rotation of an auditor. It means what? A chartered accountant in practice who is an auditor in one company can stay with that company as an auditor for a longer number of years, number of years. Are you guys getting the point around? But in Companies Act 2013, the lawmakers introduced section number 139 subsection 2. What is the name of the section? Rotation of auditors. Now, what was the purpose? The purpose was very simple. Now see, they do not want an auditor to establish any kind of financial relationship or family relationship with their client. Now what will happen if we'll allow the auditor to continue as many years with his client, then the chances are there that his independence, objectivity and the quality of work may get compromised. That's what the Companies Act did not want to happen. So Companies Act क्या चाहता है कि whenever you are becoming an auditor of one client, there should be a time limit during which you can serve your client. After that, you should not be allowed to serve the same client for an unlimited number of years, right sir? तो rotation of auditor का कहने का मतलब क्या है? Why this provision came? The purpose, only purpose for this particular provision was कि do not allow an auditor to serve the same company for more than 5 years. Do not allow an auditor to serve the same company, same client for more than 5 years. This is what do you mean by rotation. ठीक है सर? So let us start. What do you mean by rotation of an auditor? Or rotation of an auditor in simple words means one auditor will go after some period of time, another auditor will come. When the another auditor is serving the company during his tenure, this auditor who left the company is not allowed to come back to the same company. उसे बोलते हैं cooling period. So let's do the whole section 139 subsection 2 in a more elaborate and in a more narrative manner. Now, how to understand rotation of an auditor? Now, when I use section number 139 subsection 2, we have to divide the section called rotation of an auditor into two parts. How many parts? We have to divide it into two parts. The first part talks about meaning of rotation. In the first part, we'll talk about what do you mean by the term called rotation. Rotation of auditors में rotation का मतलब क्या है? The second thing what we'll understand is applicability. The second thing what we'll understand is applicability of rotation. Means is rotation applicable to every company or some set of companies, right? So first let us understand what is the meaning of rotation and then we'll understand what is the applicability of rotation. I hope everyone is super clear and crystal clear about the concept. Now, what do you mean by rotation? Now, when we talk about the rotation means different for sole proprietor auditors. Rotation is having a different meaning for sole proprietor auditor or if you are a firm of auditors. Sir, what do you mean by sole proprietor auditor? Sole proprietor auditor का मतलब क्या होता है? Sole proprietor auditor means you are a practicing CA holding a valid certificate of practice and you are running your firm in the form of sole proprietor, right? And what do you mean by firm of auditors? Firm of auditor means what? Either you are a partnership firm of auditors or you are an LLP of auditors. I hope you all understood the meaning. तो sole proprietor का मतलब क्या है कि आप एक practicing CA हो, अपनी एक sole proprietor की firm चला रहे हो, और partnership firm और LLP का मतलब क्या है कि आपकी firm में बहुत सारे practicing chartered accountants हैं and constituted a partnership firm or LLP in that firm. ठीक है? Now what is the meaning of sole proprietor? The sole proprietor under the rotation means a sole proprietor auditor cannot serve the same company cannot serve the same company for more than one term of 5 years. कि भैया ये जो सोल प्रोप्राइटर फॉर्म होती है, सोल प्रोप्राइटर ऑडिटर cannot serve the same company for more than one term of 5 years. We are not going to call it directly as a 5 years, as a lawmaker specifically has said that it should be called as a one term of 5 years. इसको हमें one term of 5 years ही बोलना पड़ेगा. We can't say anything else. Next one, what if you are a partnership firm or LLP? If you are a partnership firm or a LLP, you cannot serve the same client or same company for more than two terms of 5 years each. Now, what is the difference between sole proprietor and firm of auditors you found? In the sole proprietor, it is how much? One term of 5 years each. How many terms? One term of 5 years is. But in the partnership or LLP, how many terms? Two terms of 5 years each. It means indirectly what the lawmaker is telling you. Indirectly, lawmaker is telling you that as a partnership firm or as an LLP, you can serve 10 years with the same client. But remember, your one term will get over after 5 years only. Another term will start immediately for the next 5 years. Sir, ये term का मतलब क्या है? Term का मतलब ये है the appointment letter which you are getting in the first AGM, that will be valid up to 6th AGM, 5 years. And in the 6th AGM, you will get another appointment letter for the new term, because term cannot be more than what? 5 years. एक term का मतलब 5 साल है. तो first AGM to 6th AGM will be termed as one term. 6th AGM to 11th AGM will be termed as what? Second term. समझ में आया सर? तो पहली term 5 years, दूसरी term भी 5 years. For whom? If you are a पार्टनरशिप फर्म और एलएलपी. लेकिन अगर आप सोल प्रोप्राइटर हो तो आप सिर्फ वन टर्म ही कर सकते हो. सर ऐसा क्यों? पार्टनरशिप फर्म और एलएलपी को एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट क्यों दिया गया, एक्स्ट्रा टाइम पीरियड क्यों अलॉट किया गया? इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल कैलकुलेशन सर. पार्टनरशिप फर्म में हाउ मेनी partners will be there? Minimum 2 partner. It means number of people are more than sole proprietorship. तो उनको 10 years का provision दिया गया. Indirectly 10 years means directly it is 2 terms of 5 years each. Same is the case with the LLP. Are you getting the point? But remember one thing, in that partnership firm and LLP, internally also you have to rotate your auditors. Say for example, A, B and Co. A, B and Co means what? A and B, two are partners. This is a partnership firm. So 1 year if the A is doing the audit of the client, next year B will do the audit of the same client. Internal rotation is also required. Continuously not allowed. Continuously A will keep on doing the 10 years audit for the 2 terms, not allowed. A, B, again A, again B, again A, again B. Like that, internal rotation is also required. So I hope everyone is crystal clear with the meaning of the rotation. तो क्या है सर meaning of the rotation? Meaning of the rotation में only one thing. One meaning is for the sole proprietor and one meaning is for the partnership or LLP. Sole proprietor cannot serve the same company for more than one term of 5 years. And when it comes to the partnership or LLP, it cannot serve the same company for more than 2 terms of 5 years each. Now sir, what will happen? What will happen when their terms will be over? Once their terms will be over, once their respective terms will be over, once their respective terms will be over, then cooling period shall start. What period will start? Cooling period will start. भाई ठंडा हो जा. What do you mean by ठंडा हो जा? Means what? कि भैया 5 years you have served, 10 years you have served as a partnership or LLP. Now let's take a break. That is called holiday period. Which period? Holiday period. In law, it is known as which period? Cooling period. Now, what do you mean by respective terms? What do you mean by their respective terms? So, respective terms का मतलब है 5 years or 10 years. 5 years in case of sole proprietor and 10 years in case of partnership or LLP. Once these two terms with respect to partnership and sole proprietorship are over, then your cooling period will start. Everyone clear about this point? Now sir, what do you mean by cooling period? Cooling period का मतलब क्या होता है? Such auditor shall not be allowed, such auditor shall not be allowed to serve the same company, your 5 years or 10 years are over now, you are not allowed to serve the same company for the next 5 years, for the next 5 years. With respect, the lawmaker is saying that your 5 years are over, your 10 years are over, भैया please leave the company छोड़ दो, क्योंकि now you will go, somebody else will come after 5 years or 10 years. You will be an outgoing auditor and someone else is going to be an incoming auditor. Are you getting the point? Now when someone else will come, they will also serve for 5 years or not, one term of 5 years. It means for that 5 years yours cooling period is going on. So for the outgoing auditor, it is a cooling period. For the incoming auditor, it is going to be a serving period. Are you getting the point or not? So what do you mean by cooling period? कि after your respective terms are over, such auditors shall not be allowed to serve the same company for the next what? 5 years. This is a provision. This is what do you mean by which period? Cooling period. As simple as that. That is what section number 139, subsection 2, which talks about what? Rotation of an auditor. I hope everyone is crystal clear about this. Everyone is crystal clear about this. Okay, let's move to the another side. What is another side? Applicability of the rotation. What is on the another side? Applicability of the rotation. Sir, what do you mean by applicability of the rotation? Applicability of the rotation is, sir, is rotation of auditors, section number 139 subsection 2, applicable to every company? Yes, it is mostly applicable to every company, but some companies got what? Exemption. Now, point number 1. Let's do the point number 1. So what is the point number 1? Point number 1 says that if you are a listed company, if you are a which company? Listed company, rotation of auditor is always compulsory. Sir, can anybody answer कि why in the listed company rotation is compulsory? बहुत ही simple सा logic है. Now listen to this very carefully. Listed means what? Regulated by Security Exchange Board of India. SEBI क्या बोलता है कि we will not allow the listed company to not having a rotation of auditor. We want every listed company, irrespective of its size, nature and structure. It does not make any difference. Every listed company has to rotate their auditors after the term of 5 years. If you are a sole proprietor, and after the 2 terms of 5 years each, if you are a LLP or partnership firm. I hope everyone is clear. Okay, so every listed company must rotate their auditors compulsorily, right? Second point. But if you are an OPC company, sir, क्या होती है OPC company? 1-person company. And if you are a small company, अगर आप OPC company हो और small company हो, rotation of auditor is applicable or not applicable? Not applicable. It means what? What do you mean by non-applicability of section number 139 subsection 2? इसका मतलब भैया कि अगर आप OPC हो और अगर आप small company हो, आप अपने ऑडिटर्स के साथ indefinite पीरियड के लिए कंटिन्यू हो सकते. You can continue with your auditor for the indefinite period. It means 1 term of 5 years and 2 terms of 5 years each will not be applicable when it comes to OPC and which company? Small company. I hope everyone is clear. तो मैं दोबारा से रिपीट कर देता हूं. If you are a listed company, it is always compulsory. If you are a OPC or small company, it is applicable or not applicable? Not applicable. Then, sir, what is the third category? Third category is known as such other class of companies. Such other class of companies. Sir, what do you mean by such other class of companies? Now, in such other class of companies, we have the 2 bifurcations. How many bifurcations? 2 bifurcations. So, what is a bifurcation number 1? If you are an unlisted public company, if you are a which company? Unlisted public company, or if you are a private limited company. If you are a private limited company. सबको समझ में आया? तो सच अदर क्लास ऑफ द कंपनीज में बचे कौन कौन? 2 ही लोग तो बचे, अनलिस्टेड पब्लिक कंपनी और प्राइवेट कंपनी. नाउ इफ यू आर एन अनलिस्टेड पब्लिक कंपनी और इफ यू आर अ प्राइवेट कंपनी, then paid up share capital will be tested. Your paid up share capital of unlisted public company and paid up share capital of private company will be tested. Now, how much is the paid up share capital? If the paid up share capital of unlisted public company is greater than equals to 10 crores, and if the paid up share capital of private company is greater than equals to 50 crores, then in both the cases, the rotation becomes what? Compulsory. Very good. तो रोटेशन बिकम्स व्हाट? कंपलसरी. कब कंपलसरी होगा सर? अगर तो अनलिस्टेड पब्लिक कंपनी का पेड अप शेयर कैपिटल 10 करोड़ या उससे ज्यादा है, और अगर प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी का पेड अप शेयर कैपिटल 50 करोड़ या उससे ज्यादा है, देन द रोटेशन बिकम्स व्हाट? Compulsory. So again repeating, if the paid up share capital of the unlisted public company is greater than equal to 10 crores, or the paid up share capital of the private company is greater than equal to 50 crores, then it becomes what? Compulsory. I hope the presentation you are fine with, right or no? आपको मजा आ रहा होगा शायद ये presentation में. Now sir, question number 1, what if I'm an unlisted public company and my paid up share capital is less than 10 crores? उसके बाद क्या देखा जाएगा? Then your outstanding borrowings will be checked. What will be checked? Outstanding borrowings will be checked, which should be greater than equals to 50 crores. Which should be greater than equals to how many crores? 50 crores. अगर आपकी paid up share capital का test clear नहीं हुआ, but your outstanding borrowings are 50 crores or more, then also rotation becomes what? Compulsory. For which company? Unlisted public company, as well as what? As well as for the private company also the same provision. तो either you are a unlisted public company or you are a private company. अगर आपका paid up share capital वाला point is not getting satisfied, then after that your outstanding borrowings will be calculated. If at any point of during the time of the financial year they are breaching the level of 50 crores or more in both the companies, unlisted public company and what? Private company, in both the cases rotation becomes what? Compulsory. So let me write it in this way. So ये था अपना अनलिस्टेड पब्लिक कंपनी और ये है अपना प्राइवेट कंपनी. तो इसको अपन नोट डाउन कर लेते हैं कि दिस पॉइंट ऑफ आउटस्टैंडिंग बोरोइंग्स इज कॉमन फॉर दिस वन ऑल्सो एंड कॉमन. तो वी विल राइट इन द ब्रैकेट कॉमन पॉइंट फॉर बोथ कंपनीज. तो सर इसका अदर वे अराउंड भी, एवरी provision has a two side of, every coin is having two sides. तो यहां पे भी अपन ये समझेंगे, सर आई एम अनलिस्टेड पब्लिक कंपनी, my paid up share capital is 9 crores and my outstanding borrowings is also 49 crores. My paid up share capital is 9 crores and my outstanding borrowing is also what? 49 crores. Now tell me, rotation compulsory or not compulsory? Not required, sir. You can continue with your auditor for more than 5 years or 10 years. Are you getting the point? One term of 5 years or two terms of 5 years of each, because neither your paid up share capital provision is matching nor your outstanding borrowing. Same is the case with the private company. Sir, as a private limited company, my paid up share capital is less than 50 crores and my outstanding borrowings is also less than 50 crores. Again, for the private company also rotation is not compulsory. So what we are doing when the rotation is compulsory? ठीक है सर. तो tell me, for the listed company it is always what? Compulsory. For the OPC and small company, not applicable, they are completely exempted. Other class of companies में two companies. What are the two companies? Unlisted public company and private company. What we have to check? Paid up share capital greater than equal to 10 crores in which company? Unlisted public company. Greater than equal to 50 crores in which company? Private company. And in that case it will become compulsory. But in case their paid up share capital provision is not applicable, then what will happen? Outstanding borrowings will check. Outstanding borrowings in both the cases should be greater than equal to 50 crores, then only it will become compulsory. So let me write कि when the outstanding borrowing has to be checked, when paid up share capital provision, when paid up share capital provision doesn't match. तो सर the good thing is that कि I am going to provide you my printed material also. तो यहां पे हम लोग आपको मेरा प्रिंटेड मटेरियल भी प्रोवाइड करेंगे, एमसीक्यूज भी प्रोवाइड करेंगे, क्वेश्चन बैंक भी प्रोवाइड करेंगे. अलोंग विद दैट आई विल आल्सो शेयर माय हैंड रिटन class notes with you. I think everyone will be comfortable in reading the hand notes at the time of your preparation before the examination. Before the examination you hardly have what? One day. So approximately I'll be writing approximately the whole law, whole auditing. I'll be writing the whole auditing and I'll be writing the whole law as well. तो पूरा ऑडिटिंग मैं आपके सामने क्लास में लिखूंगा, ईच एंड एवरी पॉइंट. सो दीज हैंड रिटन नोट्स विल बी डेफिनेटली मोर फ्रूटफुल एंड मोर you will be enjoying it at the time of your preparation. So one day preparation we call it or not? During that one day preparation I can guarantee you कि these handwritten notes if you will see along with some little bit of questions from the question bank and MCQ, you will be getting the perfect marks in auditing. Sir auditing कुछ भी नहीं है सर. Auditing हम लोगों ने हवा बना के रखा हुआ है. It's a big subject, it's a vast subject. Let me help you out in bringing this particular big subject, making a small subject for you. ठीक है सर, चलो कंटिन्यू करते हैं. तो आई होप एवरीवन अंडरस्टूड द मीनिंग ऑफ रोटेशन एंड एवरीवन अंडरस्टूड व्हाट applicability of rotation also. तो listed company हो गया, OPC small company हो गया, such other class of companies. So with that our meaning and this particular thing is over. समझ में आया sir? Now there is one small provision in the rotation you have to understand actually. Sir, what is that small provision? Now small provision is that, now I will write it as a note here. What is that small provision? If there is a common partner, if there is a common partner, or if there is a common management, or if there is a common control, or if there is a common brand name, or if there is a common trade name. जल्दी जल्दी बताएंगे क्या क्या 5 चीजें हमने रिमेंबर करी. इफ देयर इज अ कॉमन पार्टनर, कॉमन मैनेजमेंट, कॉमन कंट्रोल, कॉमन ब्रांड नेम and common trade name. Sir, what is the purpose of telling this? The purpose of telling is, if there is a common of any of these 5 things between outgoing auditor, between which auditor? Outgoing auditor, the one who after serving is leaving, and what? Incoming auditor. And which auditor? Incoming auditor. जाने वाले ऑडिटर और आने वाले ऑडिटर के बीच में अगर कोई कॉमन पार्टनर है, इफ देयर इज अ कॉमन पार्टनर, कॉमन मैनेजमेंट, कॉमन कंट्रोल, कॉमन ब्रांड नेम, कॉमन ट्रेड नेम बिटवीन द आउटगोइंग ऑडिटर एंड इनकमिंग ऑडिटर, then they will be disqualified, then they will be disqualified for next 5 years. Then they will be disqualified for the next what? 5 years. Now यहां पे आके पॉइंट ऑफ डिस्कशन क्या है सर? इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब बहुत सिंपल है सर. नाउ सपोज ABC and Co are the auditors of Reliance India Limited. They are the outgoing auditors. And APQ and Co, they are the incoming auditors. Can anybody tell me what is the common thing you are finding between outgoing auditor and incoming auditor? The common thing is this person. Who is this person? Mr. A is a common partner. So like that, if there is a common management, common control, common brand name, common trade name between outgoing auditor and incoming auditor, then in that case both will be disqualified for the next what? 5 years for becoming the auditor of which company? Reliance India Limited, as for example. Now question is, sir, is this similar to the cooling period here? Answer is no. Now let me tell you one thing. Cooling period is a provision. Cooling period is not a penalty. Cooling period, they are very simply and very respectfully they are telling you, your one term of 5 years is over, your 2 terms of 5 years are over, please leave the company. You are not supposed to serve the same company directly or indirectly for the next what? 5 years. And one more point I forgot to write. For the next 5 years, directly and indirectly लिखेंगे यहाँ पे. क्या लिखेंगे? Directly and indirectly. Means what? As a statutory auditor, तो you can't serve. You can't serve any kind of services. You can't provide any kind of services during that which period? Cooling period. To which company? The company whom you have already served your 5 years or whom you have already served 10 years. That is a cooling period. Now sir, what is this? This is called disqualification. What is the word used? Disqualification. So can I call it as a penalty? Yes, it is a penalty. It is a punishment. Are you getting it? This is a punishment. That is a provision. Cooling period is a provision. This is a punishment. So you are not allowed. You are not allowed to be the auditor of that company for the next what? 5 years. Now, some of the criminal minds in the student, what they will think that, sir, ABC and Co anyways was going to enjoy its what? Cooling period for how many years? 5 years. So these 5 years of disqualification does not make any difference for ABC and Co. But yes, for the APQ and Co, which has not served even a single year in Reliance, this 5 years matters. This kind of doubt will come in the student's mind. Now let me tell you one thing. ABC and Co में cooling period was for 5 years. So remember one thing here, disqualification will start after serving your which period? Cooling period. So sir, indirectly how much is the disqualification? This is the cooling period they have to serve, and this is the disqualification they are serving. Are you getting the point or not? So indirectly it is not allowed to come back to the Reliance India Limited for how many years? Bhaiya 5 plus 5. 10 years. So don't try to apply your criminal mind saying that, sir, cooling period and disqualification period both are getting merged in 5 years only. No, it is not getting merged in 5 years. 5 years may cooling period plus 5 years may disqualification. It means your disqualification will start after serving your cooling period. Now A, B, C and co will be disqualified for 10 years indirectly, in which 5 years are cooling and 5 years are disqualification, and A, P, Q and co are going to be disqualified for the next 5 years. I hope everyone is crystal clear. So this is what the very important note you have to understand, that maybe a chances that examiner may ask you on this way. Are you getting the word? So remember the 5 words. Common partner नहीं होना चाहिए, common management नहीं होनी चाहिए, common control नहीं होना चाहिए, common brand name नहीं होना चाहिए और common trade name नहीं होना चाहिए. Between whom and whom? Between incoming auditor and outgoing auditor. I hope everyone is crystal clear up to this point. So that brings an end to our another section called section number 139 subsection 2. Can anybody tell me what is 139 subsection 2? It is called as rotation of auditors. जितनी बार मर्जी रिवाइंड करके देखो सर, जितनी बार मर्जी रिवाइज करो सर, make sure that you are getting the standard in the very first way only. Otherwise, it will create a disturbance, it will create a wastage of the time. So I hope I made it very clear. Section number 139 subsection 2, which talks about what? Rotation of an auditor. Now let's move to the next section. What is the next section we have? The next section what we have in our portion is known as section number 139 subsection 8. So after this section, our section number 139 will be over. So 139 6 5 7 1 already over in appointment, 139 subsection 2 already over in rotation. Now we are doing section number 139 subsection 8, which talks about what? It talks about casual vacancy. It talks about what? Casual vacancy. ठीक है सर, इट टॉक्स अबाउट व्हाट? कैजुअल वैकेंसी. अब इसको ध्यान से सुनेंगे. सर कैजुअल वैकेंसी का मतलब क्या है? अब ध्यान से सुनना. Most of the students are unable to understand the meaning of the casual vacancies. So let's have some focus first on what do you mean by the term called casual vacancy. तो पहले मैं आपको casual vacancy बताता हूं कि what is the actual meaning of the term called casual vacancy. Now see, let's take an example. Suppose there is one person called A, auditor. Now this person A, auditor, was appointed. He was appointed. After few days, either he died or he became disqualified under section 141 subsection 3, or he became disabled. Are you getting that? Suppose any of the three things have happened. Now tell me whether the auditor's space or auditor's place in the company as a statutory auditor is now still fulfilled or vacant. This is known as what? Now they will appoint B to replace A or not. Now B will be known as casual vacancy auditor. Bill will be known as casual vacancy auditor. Everyone clear or not? तो सर ये कौन सा टाइम पीरियड सर्व करेगा? The unexpired period of the previous auditor. ठीक है सर. तो B will be known as casual vacancy auditor. अब सुनना ध्यान से. This is a case number 1. Now let me give you the case number 2. A was appointed but A did not resume the office. उसने ऑफिस स्टार्ट ही नहीं किया. He did not start his office. उसने ऑफिस स्टार्ट ही नहीं किया. He did not start the office. Now tell me, is it a casual vacancy? Answer is no. If he has not started doing the statutory audit and before resuming the office only he left, they appointed B. Now B will not be called a casual vacancy auditor because B will be directly called as what? Statutory auditor. He will be directly called as what? Statutory auditor. इसका मतलब तो सर casual vacancy का मतलब क्या हुआ? To call something a casual vacancy, there should be a valid appointment first. तो पहले एक ऑडिटर था, he was serving the company as a statutory auditor. वो ऑडिटर छोड़ के चला गया, रिजाइन कर दिया गया, रिमूव हो गया, डेथ हो गया, डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन हो गया, इंसेन हो गया, इंसॉल्वेंट हो गया. Now after this, new auditor is going to come. That is called casual vacancy. But when the first auditor did not resume the office at all, it will not be called what? Casual vacancy. तो याद रखना, to call something a casual vacancy, there should be a valid appointment first. तो मैं यहां पे लिख देता हूं, casual vacancy means what? Casual vacancy means there shall be a valid appointment first. there shall be a valid appointment first to call something as a casual vacancy. Everyone understanding, everyone crystal clear? अभी अच्छी चीज क्या है, मैं भी लिख रहा हूं, when you people also will write, it will give you the more confidence to write these classes. Are you getting the point? So you also start writing along with me. It will not give you the burden of looking at the PDF or what the sir has said. You will be having your own handwritten notes. That's why I'm going very slow, very slow. So I will be giving you the enough time to write it. So this is what you mean by casual vacancy, right? Now, casual vacancy may happen again in two offices. Tell me one thing. Can the casual vacancy happen in the government company? Yes, casual vacancy may happen in the which company? Government company. Government auditor also may leave or not. Yes, and casual vacancy may also happen in a non-government company. So casual vacancy may happen in a government company or casual vacancy may happen in a non-government company. So let me write this. Okay. What can be the reasons? What can be the reasons of casual vacancy? Casual vacancy के बहुत सारे reason हो सकते हैं. It can be a death of an auditor, it can be disqualification of an auditor, it can be disability of an auditor. इसे बोलते हैं D3, right? Or it can be a insolvency of an auditor, it can be insanity of an auditor. Insanity means auditor पागल हो गया. It can be insanity of an auditor. ठीक है, और इट कैन बी इलनेस ऑफ एन ऑडिटर. इसे बोलते हैं I3, D3 रिमेंबर, डेथ, डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन, डिसेबिलिटी. I3 रिमेंबर, इंसॉल्वेंसी, इंसैनिटी, इलनेस. फिर उसके बाद इट कैन बी रेजिग्नेशन ऑफ एन ऑडिटर एंड इट कैन बी व्हाट, रिमूवल ऑफ एन ऑडिटर. तो R2 हो गया. तो दिस इज D3, दिस इज I3 एंड दिस इज R2. And last but not the least, that is called what? Unwillingness. Unwillingness. That is very much quite similar to the resignation. ठीक है, तो इसे U बोल देंगे. ठीक है सर. तो टोटल मैंने 9 reasons लिख दिया आपके सामने. It can be death, it can be disability, it can be disqualification, it can be illness, it can be insanity, it can be resignation, it can be removal, it can be unwillingness. Now let us understand कि what is the casual vacancy provision when it comes to the government company or when it comes to the non-government company. अब इसको ध्यान से सुनेंगे. When it comes to the government company, when it comes to the government company has made it very clear. Government company has made it very clear कि let it be any reason. Let it be any reason. Let it be any reason means in the government company there is no importance to the reason of casual vacancies. So let it be any reason. Death, disqualification, all those reasons, all the 9 reasons. Let it be any reason. Casual vacancy will be filled up. As you all know, government company means what is the first word comes to your mind? Casual vacancy will be always filled up by whom? Casual vacancy will be filled up always by C and AG. Always it will be filled up by whom? C and AG. Now what do you mean by C and AG? Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So casual vacancy will be always be filled up by whom? C and AG. Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Everyone crystal clear? ठीक है sir. And if C and AG fails, sir, are you able to smell little bit of 139 or not? If C and AG fails, who will take the responsibility? Board of Directors shall fill the casual vacancy in the next 30 days. So what is the time period for the casual vacancy to be filled up by the C and AG? Within 30 days. So C and AG will fill up the casual vacancy within how many days? 30 days from the date of event, the day from the date of his death or disqualification or disability. So within 30 days C and AG quickly has to appoint a which auditor? Casual vacancy auditor. They have to bring someone else. In the which company? Government company. But if the C and AG fails within 30 days, then the board of directors shall fill the casual vacancy in the next how many days? 30 days. This is the procedure for filling up which vacancy? Casual vacancy arising in whose office? Government company's office. Now when it comes to the casual vacancy in case of what? Non-government company. When it comes to the casual vacancy in case of what? Non-government company, then there is a problem. Sir, what is the problem? Actually it is not a problem, it's a provision. Then there can be two things. Reasons are other than resignation. It means he left the company but not because of resignation. Reason of leaving the company are other than what? Resignation. In case of which company? Non-government company. And second case, if the reason is resignation. What is the second case? Reason is what? Resignation. So reasons are other than resignation, and the reason is what? Resignation. If the reasons are other than resignation, who will fill up? Always filled up by board of directors within 30 days. Always filled up by board of directors within how many days? 30 days. So board of directors within 30 days में they have to fill up the casual vacancy. If the reason is other than what? If the reason is other than resignation. Everyone clear? Now, if the reason is resignation, now what will do? If the reason is resignation, then again board shall fill casual vacancy within 30 days. Within how many days? 30 days. Board of directors again will fill the casual vacancy within how many days? 30 days. But later on shall be approved by shareholders within 3 months. So from the date of an event, within the 3 months, in the first 30 days, board of directors will fill up which vacancy? Casual vacancy. And then later on, they shall get that appointment approved by whom? Shareholders. उसके बाद हमें shareholders का approval भी चाहिए within the next what? 3 months. I hope everyone is crystal clear. So first they will appoint the casual vacancy within 30 days. Later on, it shall get approved by the shareholders within how many months? 3 months. Only because the reason is what? Resignation. Now question is very simple. Sir, why resignation has been given due importance in section number 139 subsection 8? अब इसको ध्यान से समझेंगे. देखो, resignation का मतलब क्या है? What do you mean by resignation? Resignation का मतलब क्या हुआ? Resignation means you are forcing someone to do some work which he is not willing to do. He is not at all willing to do. You are telling him that do this, but the auditor thinks that that is unethical. You are forcing him. Auditor thought that instead of doing your work forcefully, it's better to leave the organization. He gave a resignation. Now tell me, are you trying to tell the auditor to compromise his independence and objectivity or not? Yes. Now in that case, auditor would like to save his independence and objectivity. He thought better to give what? Resignation. उसने resignation दे दिया. I hope everyone is clear. Now, after giving the resignation, will you allow the same board of directors who were forcing the previous auditor to bring the new auditor? If the same board of directors will bring the new auditor only if shareholders involvement is not there, then what will happen? That management will bring that statutory auditor only who will listen and dance on the wishes and directions of the management. So then what's the point of doing the audit? Auditing is a which examination? Tell me, auditing is a which examination? It is an independent examination and systematic examination. Where is that independence if we'll allow the board of directors to bring the new auditor? So that's the reason board of directors will bring the new auditor. That is not a problem. But later on his appointment shall be approved by the shareholders in general meeting within how many months? Within how many months? Within 3 months. Only if the reason is what? Resignation. Other than resignation mein, no problem. Only board of directors will fill up the casual vacancy. I hope everyone is crystal clear so far. I'm justified. Okay. Next one. Sir, casual vacancy के examples करेंगे. Some examples. What are the casual vacancy examples? तो हम लोग करेंगे casual vacancy examples. Logic के साथ करेंगे. Now see, yes, one it is a casual vacancy. No, it is not a casual vacancy. तो हमने दो parts में divide कर दिया. When a vacancy is known as a casual vacancy, when it is not a casual vacancy. तो I will ask you in a very simple manner. Death of a sole proprietor auditor. Death of a sole proprietor auditor. He was the only one in the firm. He died. Death of a sole proprietor auditor. Casual vacancy or no casual vacancy? Yes, casual vacancy. Death of a sole proprietor auditor. But death of a single partner in the partnership firm or LLP firm, death of a one partner, think logically. Due to the death of one partner, the whole partnership firm dissolves, or only the partnership dissolves? Only partnership dissolves, firm will not be dissolved. So death of a single partner among all the partners will not be a casual vacancy. So no, death of a partner among several partners is not a casual vacancy. But death of all the partners, suppose three partners were there, A, B, and C and co. They were going on a Goa trip. Goa trip mein they were very, curious to go inside the beach. Inside the beach, they went inside the beach. All of them, the whole ship drowned. All of them drowned along with the ship only. Kahani khatam. Atma met with what? Paramatma. Are you getting the point? All the three, they were very curious to go inside the beach, but the water flow was different. The tide waters were coming, a rising level was there, and all of them died on the spot. Atma met with Paramatma. A, B, C, and co. All three went inside the beach and all of them died. Now, death of one partner or all the partners? Death of all the partners. Now, casual vacancy? Yes. Because their Atma is now with whom? Paramatma, right? So, death of all partners. Yes or no? Yes. Death of all partners. And remaining things, what they may ask you is, what is a not a casual vacancy? So let me ask you one thing. Change of name of firm. We have changed just the name of the firm. No, it will not be a casual vacancy. So change of firm's name is not a casual vacancy. Remember? And next one, admission of a partner. अपनी फॉर्म में हमने किसी पार्टनर को एडमिट किया. एडमिशन ऑफ अ पार्टनर इज ऑल्सो नॉट अ कैजुअल वैकेंसी, राइट? रिटायरमेंट ऑफ अ पार्टनर, ऑफ अ पार्टनर, मतलब एक पार्टनर की बात करो, ऑफ अ पार्टनर is not a casual vacancy. So what is casual vacancy? What is not casual vacancy? That is written in front of you. I hope everyone is crystal clear. Now our section called 139 subsection 8 is over. What is the extra thing I have to tell you? Recent amendment I have to tell you. Sir, what is that recent amendment? That recent amendment is section number 140 subsection 2 and section number 140 subsection 3. अरे रे 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 सर, ये सेक्शन तो रिमूवल एंड रेजिग्नेशन के हैं. These sections, section number 140 is dedicated to removal and resignation of an auditor. But in that section number 140 subsection 2 and section number 140 subsection 3 is completely relating to resignation. Now, as we are talking about the casual vacancy due to resignation, so I thought that I should tell you this section here only. The best way to learn the law is to learn the section, sir. जल्दी जल्दी बताएंगे, रिवीजन करेंगे. 139 subsection 6571. What is subsection 7? Subsection 7, first auditor of a government company. Subsection 6, first auditor of a non-government company. Subsection 5, for subsequent auditor of a government company. Subsection 1, subsequent auditor of a non-government company. उसके बाद हमने किया section 139 subsection 2. What is that? Rotation. Section number 139 subsection 8, what we are doing right now? Casual vacancy. And what is this? Section number 140 subsection 2, section number 140 subsection 3 only talks about what? They are very much connected with what? Resignation. Now let me tell you what is section number 140 subsection 2 and what is section number 140 subsection 3. Section number 140 subsection 2 talks about intimation of reasons of resignation. Intimation of reasons of resignation. Sir, what do you mean by that? Ki as an auditor, you have to intimate the reasons of resignation. Now, once the auditor is resigning from his company, he cannot leave the company just like that. It is not easy to leave the company just like that. Companies Act is saying that please intimate the reasons of resignation. Now, that is why section number 140 subsection 2 is all about what? Intimating the reasons of resignation. Sir, to whom? To whom? To the company and ROC. We have to intimate the reasons of resignation to whom? To the company and ROC. Obviously, in case of which company? Non-government company. If you are resigning in a non-government company, you have to intimate the reasons of resignation to whom? to the company and ROC. But in case of government company, tell me to whom you are going to intimate the reason of resignation? To none other than C&AG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Who has to intimate? Auditor has to intimate. Under which section? 140 subsection 2. What reasons of resignation? To whom? To the company and ROC in case of non-government company, and to the C&AG in case of government company. Sir, how? Via form number ADT3. What is the form number for intimating the reason of resignation? Form number is ADT3. समझ में आया sir? So what is the form number? ADT3. Next one. Form number is ADT3. Now within 30 days of resignation, मतलब 30 days के अंदर within 30 days, this form ADT3 must be filed with the company and ROC by the auditor, intimating the reason of a resignation in case of non-government company, and to the ROC, to the C&AG in case he is resigning from the government company. So what is the main thing you have to understand? Main thing is the form number, and the another thing is the time period. I hope everyone is clear. So this is what section number 140 subsection 2. I hope it is looking easier now. So what is section number 140 subsection 2? Intimating the reasons of resignation. To whom? To the company and ROC if it's a non-government company, and to the C&AG if it's a which company? Government company. I hope everyone is clear. Everyone is crystal clear. Via form number ADT3 within how many days? 30 days from the date of resignation. Clear? Now what is section number 140 subsection 3? Section number 140 subsection 3 talks about what? It talks about penalty on non-intimation. Obviously non-intimation what? Filling the blanks. Non-intimation of reasons of resignation. Non-intimation of रीजंस ऑफ रेजिग्नेशन. तो सर क्या पेनल्टी लगेगी अगर आपने अपने रेजिग्नेशन के रीजंस इंटीमेट नहीं करे? किसको? कंपनी, आरओसी एंड C&AG को एज पर द रिस्पेक्टिव कंपनीज. तो आपके ऊपर पेनल्टी लगेगी. किसके ऊपर पेनल्टी लगेगी? ऑडिटर के ऊपर पेनल्टी लगेगी, बिकॉज ही हैज द ड्यूटी टू इन्फॉर्म द reasons of resignation. Now what is a penalty? Very simple penalty, ₹50,000. What is the penalty amount? ₹50,000. It will be compared with your remuneration received. It will be compared with your remuneration received, whichever is lower. तो जल्दी से बताएंगे सर, what is the penalty? It is ₹50,000. It will be compared with your remuneration received from that company, whichever is lower. Flat 50,000 है, remuneration received whichever is lower. और let me tell you one thing, this is an amendment. This is an amendment. इससे पहले क्या होता था? मिनिमम 50,000, मैक्सिमम 5 lakhs. That was the previous penalty. उसके बाद क्या आया? 50,000 और remuneration received whichever is lower. But again further amended, 50,000 or remuneration received whichever is lower plus ₹500 per day. You also have to rupees what? 500 per day of default. Per day of what? Default. The more and more number of days you will delay. So 50,000, suppose, what is the time duration? 30 days. On 31st day, if you are intimating, your 30 days are over, so 50,000 rupees of flat penalty or remuneration received whichever is lower, plus 500 rupees for that one day also. Sir, I intimated on 35th day. 35th day means what? 50,000 rupees or remuneration received whichever is lower, that amount, plus every day how much? 500 rupees, subject to the maximum of rupees 5 lakhs. Subject to the maximum of rupees 5 lakhs. This is what your section number 140 subsection 2 and 140 subsection 3. I hope everyone is crystal clear. Sir, why we are doing these two sections here instead of doing it in the removal part? Because these two subsections are connected with the resignation, and in the casual vacancy we are already talking about the resignation. So I thought that it is better to connect these two sections here only. So in totality, we have done section number 139, subsection 7, subsection 6, subsection 5, subsection 1 in appointment. Then we have done subsection 2 in case of rotation. Then we have done subsection 8 in case of casual vacancy, and now we have done 140 also. In that 142 subsections we are done with subsection 140 subsection 2 and 140 subsection 3. What is 140 subsection 2? Intimating the reasons of resignation. Who? Auditor's duty to intimate the reasons of resignation, and if he fails to intimate the reasons of resignation, this is a penalty on him. What is a penalty? Rupees 50,000 or remuneration received, whichever is lower. Rupees 50,000 or remuneration received, whichever is lower. And per day, how much money? 500 rupees per day, subject to the maximum limit of what? Subject to the maximum limit of 5 lakh rupees, right? So total penalty in any case should not be exceeding what? 5 lakh rupees. I hope everyone is crystal clear. Everyone is crystal clear with this topic. So that brings an end to our section number 139, and section number 140 में subsection 2 and subsection subsection 3. Now let us understand the remaining section of section number 140. Now we are moving ahead with the next section. What is our next section we have? The next section what we have is section number 140. Let us do the structure of section number 140 first. 140 I am going to divide it into 3 parts. Now 140 subsection 1 and 140 subsection 4, they talk about removal of an auditor by members. Removal of an auditor by members. Clear? Section number 140 subsection 2 and section number 140 subsection 3, just now we have done, talks about what? Resignation of an auditor. In the resignation of an auditor, what are the 2 things we are going to do? What are the 2 things we are going to do? 2 things. One is known as intimation and one is known as penalty on non-intimation. Just now we have done. And what is the third is section number 140 subsection 5 subsection 6 and subsection 7. It talks about removal of an auditor. Removal of an auditor by tribunal. Removal of an auditor by tribunal. तो जल्दी जल्दी बताओ सर, what are the section bifurcation of 140? 141 and 140 subsection 4 talks about removal of auditor by members. 140 subsection 2 subsection 3 talks about resignation of an auditor, and section number 140 subsection 5 subsection 6 subsection 7 talks about removal of an auditor by tribunal. Everyone clear? Sorted? Everything crystal clear? Yes. So we'll do one thing. We'll take a break of another 5-10 minutes, and after that we'll continue with our next section called section number 140. So thank you so much for lending your patient ears. I'll again borrow it within the next 10 minutes. So see you guys in the next session. Thank you so much.